All right, guys, here we go with inverses, example number 6. And once again, this will correspond to assignment number 21. So we have a function here, f of x, and it is 4x minus 29. So very simply, in order to solve this, to find the inverse, just remember 4 steps basically. When we say take it out of functional notation, we are basically saying to change that into y. Simple as that. Switch the variables whereby x becomes y and y becomes x. Literally replace them for each other. Solve for y. Assignment 15. All right. And this should be an easy one. All we need to do is move things away. So for example, add the 29 to the other side. By the way, these are called inverse operations. We're using inverse operations, addition and subtraction, to get an inverse function. I find this to be a pretty easy question, I hope. And then you get rid of that multiplication with division. Those are called inverse operations. Inverse operations to create an inverse function. And y ends up equaling x plus 29 all over 4. This is assignment 15 where we isolate that particular variable. Now, last step. It would be confusing if you had 2 equations that said y equals, because you wouldn't know that they have this relationship of being opposites. So if that y was f of x, this one should be called f inverse of x. And again, the mathematical way of saying that is f inverse of x, not f to the negative 1 of x. Now, when you write it on your paper, I'm not going to be able to tell anyway, but I would like to think that your brain would be thinking f inverse of x when you write that. And so I just wanted to share with you that a student one time, I don't know if you can see this, but they wrote on their paper, and then they put themselves thinking f inverse of x, just to prove to me that they were thinking the right language for that. So again, it's not f negative 1 of x, it's f inverse of x. But again, think whatever you want. Just make sure you write that on your paper for a question like that. So that's it on that one. So we've got 3 more inverses we'll enjoy. All right.